I think we might have one here that might require a ruling tonight. In this age of live streaming events, do we still need weigh-ins?
Thinking about it some more, that the catch, weigh, and release is the way to go, but I still think there are the fans out there that still like the weigh-ins. I feel like you would probably upset a few people if you got rid of weigh-ins. I don't really think you have to do them anymore. I mean, maybe come up with a better way for the fans to interact with the anglers.
Well,
which I know MLF has kind of done that now.
Oh, I was just going to say, we've got Brandis, or Kemp Brandis weighing in saying, need? No. For the TV industry, I think it would be helpful. I think, if I understand what he's saying there, I think he thinks that it makes for good television. I'm kind of the other opinion. You know, I watch a lot of sports on TV, and when I watch sports on TV, I always know what the score is. I always know, who's winning. It helps with the drama of the sport. And I think that the traditional weigh-in, you fish up until that amount of time that you think you have to get to race back to the weigh-in, and all that time you don't know. And I mean, I'm sure because this is what we've always done. And it's always been exciting. It's always been compelling. Everybody, I really like knowing what the score is. And yes, when you know what the score is, unfortunately, it does tend to take away from the excitement at the weigh-in. But that's why I asked this question tonight is, do we still need weigh-ins in professional bass fishing? I understand about fan interaction. I would say, why not have an award ceremony there, like we'd normally have. I'm sure that, you could have an expo, you could have a tackle show, local dealers come in or whatever, and maybe invite the local community tackle manufacturers or the big ones to come into all these events. Well, whatever it is, have an award ceremony, but I don't think we need a weigh-in. I would much rather see the score and know what as a competitor even, I would want to know what the score is.
I don't really think you need weigh-ins anymore. I mean, obviously, all the bass guys are going to argue. Some of the bass guys are going to argue because they talk about liking the weigh-ins and walking across the stage and all that kind of stuff. But I also kind of like knowing who's winning.
Well, there's also a conservationist side of this as well. We have. I really think our sport has endured the attack from PETA. There was a time when PETA and other environmental groups out there really were coming after bass fishing, and I think that the sport has done a very good job of showing its conservationist side. It's kind of hard to argue that we don't take care of our resources. Kind of hard to argue that we don't take care of our resources. But I think we can take better care of our resources. And if we're not bringing these fish, on a hour boat ride and putting them on scales and stressing them out that way, I mean, that seems like it's a better thing from a conservationist side. The original weigh-ins, do you see the old pictures? These guys had them on stringers. They had them on stringers, and I mean, I don't think that would fly in our society today.
Right. Well, and talking about putting them in a live well. So, if I could just weigh it and release it, I mean, when I fished that, like I told you, I fished that club tournament, and we were on a slot lake. So we measured the fish, let it go. And when I went in there, I knew how much weight I had. We walked in there, and they said, okay. I didn't know if I won, but they read out who came in first and their weight, and I think I ended up finishing like 5th. But, still, all the fish got released back in the lake. I didn't have to worry about keeping anything alive or have to worry about releasing them back in the lake after that. So, like I said, conservation wise.
Yeah, I don't. First of all, you talked about that long line, watching a long weigh-in. Oh my gosh, I don't think I could sit through an open weigh-in. I don't think I could sit through a Toyota Series weigh-in. I don't really think I could sit through an invitational weigh-in. Those are hard to watch. When those things are live streamed, I just can't watch them.
Right.
There's not. I don't know. It's not good. It's not good TV.
No, I put it on in the background, and if I happen to hear a name that I recognize, paying attention, then I'll be like, "Oh, hey," and I'll watch what they weigh. But other than that, I just go look at the scoreboard.
Right. And so I mean, I don't see how we change opens and Toyotas and invitationals, because there's too many anglers. But I think that the technology, the BPT does this already, and I think that the Elite Series, the BASS Elite Series, kind of does it. They don't have an official, so the weights are kind of guesstimates, and so you have a general idea of what's going on. But they do it at the Lake Fork tournament when they have their events on Lake Fork. They do it, so I feel like it can be done. And probably should be done.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Do you think that we have enough here to make a ruling on this? Is this something we should rule on?
I think so.
All right.
I think for the longevity of the sport and to be better, and for the conservation side of things, I feel like the catch, weigh, and release is the way to go, and do away with the live weigh-ins. I mean, like you said, obviously Toyota Series stuff you can't, but
yeah, the top pro tier events. Well, so in this age of live streaming events, do we still need a weigh-in? The commissioners say no. Wow. All right. Well, there's your first ruling for the evening. We have determined that we do not any longer need to have weigh-ins. We do not need to have weigh-ins anymore. We need to marshal the fish, officiate the fish. You got to have somebody on that boat to oversee it so that nothing dishonest happens.
right.
But there you go.